Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and today I'm going to show you how to juice prickly pears. They're also called cactus pears. They grow on cactuses, and when they grow, they have a bunch of thorns on the outside. So if you're picking these guys right off the plant, you don't want to touch them. They've got a million prickers on them. You don't want that. They're going to get in your skin no matter what. You're going to use some long tongs and some other utensils so you don't have to touch anything. Make sure you have a sharp knife and a nice spoon to scoop out with. Now when you purchase these guys at the grocer, they treat them as such that they remove most of the thorns. However, you're still going to see some really tiny, almost transparent looking little thorns. They are going to get in your skin. They hurt. So be very careful. Try not to touch the skin so much, as less as you possibly can. Now, after you cut this thing open, this is what it looks like. It is a gorgeous ruby colored fleshed fruit, but this is riddled with seeds. It's full of seeds. Very tasty, refreshing, sweet fruit, but those seeds, they're really a pain. So you're gonna have like a whole mouthful of gravelly seeds that you can't even get past. So we need to try and get rid of the seeds, and it's not just as simple as scooping them because it's throughout the whole fruit. So what I'm gonna use today is I'm going to use a food mill. And if you've never seen a food mill, they're kind of a retro tool in your kitchen these days. I don't really see food mills at the store anymore, housewares. But what it does is it pushes food through, and you have kind of a sieve here. So this might be a little bit too big for these seeds. I might have to put a strainer underneath to strain them out, but at least it'll break it up. Usually, if you know, people have food mills if they've made baby food at their house and things like that when they had a baby. But if you can dig one out, maybe in your pantry or one of your cupboards, then this is a great place to use it. So I'm just going to use a measuring cup just because it's easy to deal with. And I'm going to put a strainer on top of that, and then I'm going to put the food mill there. So this is kind of a contraption I've got going on here to best suit what I'm doing. All right, believe me, it's worth it. Prickly pears are very delicious. Okay, now I have sliced them in half, and I'm just going to scrape the flesh out from the inside. There's no necessity to peel the skin off, and you don't want to mess with the skin as much as possible. So just scoop it out. It comes out really, really easily. It removes from the skin really simply. So I'm just going to do the same thing with all these guys. Also, these tend to stay very fresh on your countertop for extended periods of time. Don't forget, cactuses live in very dry environments and have a knack of keeping their liquid in the plant. So this is just an example of that. These guys, they get nice and ripe, but they don't really go bad. It takes a long time for them to go bad on your counter. So they're a good fruit to have around for extended periods of time if you need that. Okay? Look at all that juice. They're very, very juicy. Now, down south in Texas, for instance, you'd be able to find these everywhere, all over the place. On the sides of the road, people have these cactuses and things like that. So if you're ever stuck somewhere and you happen to find a prickly pear bush, you're out there, you need survivalist information, this is a fruit that is a great one to eat. It's high in sugars, it's high in moisture, and it will get you through. Just don't touch the outside. I guess a ricer would work in the exact same way. Also a retro kind of tool for the kitchen. You don't see people using much these days. So the prickly pear is not really a fruit that you can just throw into your juicer because you've got all these seeds to deal with. It's a very kind of thick fruit, and it tends to stop up my juicer, so I can't even do it that way either. So, woo! There's a pricker. You're going to need tweezers on hand or really strong duct tape to remove any extra little prickly thorns, which I just got on my fingers too. So no one is immune. All right, so we're just going to feed this through the mill. It's going to go into my strainer, and it's going to let the juice go all the way through to the bottom. So here I'm just breaking it up more so than anything. And then my strainer is removing the seeds from the pulp. See how many seeds there are here? It's unreal. There are lots of seeds here. It's almost hard to move this around. I'm almost done. What this does essentially for you is it mashes your pulp. And I think that's the best I can do. Now, you can wait for the liquid to pass through your sieve, your strainer, or you can help push it through with a spatula. Now, if your food mill has more of a sieve on the bottom, then good on you. That's great. That's really helpful. But that's okay. This is just one more step, and we're nearly there. Look at this gorgeous liquid. It's like red liquid gold. All right, now what I have left here are essentially just seeds. That's all seeds, and a little bit of pulp with that, okay? So let gravity do its work. In time, if you don't have time to sit here and push it through, just let it drip by itself. Now we are going to try this gorgeous juice. It is going to be fantastic. All right, so let's pour us a glass. Look at that ruby red color. Fantastic. You just know that's full of vitamins. Ooh-wee. Let me bring a glass to my mom. So say cheers to some prickly pear juice. That's what it looks like. Look at this gorgeous ruby color. And it's a little bit thick because of that pulp, and that's okay. I like that, in fact. I can definitely feel that I have a couple of those little splinters from the prickly pear skin, but that's okay. It's very refreshing. I would say it's refreshing like how a cucumber is refreshing, except it's a little bit sweet. It's not overly sweet. It just has a perfect sweetness. What a gorgeous fruit, and that's the best way to use it. I hope you try out this recipe for how to juice prickly pear. You're gonna like it too, okay? Now you can use this for whatever. You could have used this for a smoothie, or you could use it for in combination with another juice. You could also use this in desserts and things of that nature, just like you would use any other fruit juice for something interesting. You could even make it into like a jello kind of thing, like a gelatin. Anyhow, follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E, like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. You can find my channel on Roku, Cooking with Kimberly, and I'm also syndicated on Apple TV. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe. Interact with us and let us know what's going down in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.